already 73. It is going to be so hot today. It was hot yesterday, Emily.
You know what's nice when this weather happens?
What's that?
Just staying inside in the air conditioning. Because I don't have a pool.
I go outside. I go outside. I'm like, I live in Florida now.
I feel like it's different in Florida because you can adjust to it.
Look, 100 degree heat index is 100 degree heat index.
True.
The only difference is there's no palm trees here.
Ooh.
What'd you do this weekend? You had the big Emyle birthday celebration that I couldn't add.
Yes, we went to Topgolf, and I mean, just call me a professional golfer. It's fine.
You said you could barely get it off the tee, right?
Oh, yes, that's correct. I literally had my husband play for me just so my score could go up once.
How many times did you swing and miss?
I don't want to tell you that.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many times did you actually get it out onto the grass?
I don't even know.
So many times that you lost track?
Yes, so many. And you know what? I'm like, I have to have the special clubs, right? Because I'm left-handed. So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. And now I'm sitting here going, maybe I should try right-handed clubs.
I think you should.
I don't know. Either way, we have to go and you can judge me. I know all I kept thinking was Kirsch would be judging me right now. It'd be fantastic.
My girls, my 13-year-old girls, both of them. One is very athletic. The other is very artistic, right? Like not an athlete naturally. They can smash it out to the blue.
That must be nice for them.
I'll have them teach you.
You should. Except, people try to teach me those things, and I'm not going to lie to you. I just really don't care.
Well, then there it is. You don't care. So then why even bother?
Because I'm not a professional golfer.
Well, neither am I. I'll smash that back fence. I'll smash Swenson's.
You seem competitive.
Just talking off air, what is the deal with country artists now taking old songs like that? It's Rebel Rebel by David Bowie and turning it into a new song.
I have no idea. And again, I was like, I thought they weren't really allowed to do that, but apparently I'm wrong.
We just played I Can Feel It by Kane Brown, which is kind of a tribute to In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins.
Yes.
Chevrolet by Dustin Lynch. We're playing that one now, too, and that is basically Dobie Gray, Drift Away.
It's because kids these days don't know the music we're talking about.
Do you need them to get off your lawn?
Yes,
You're like, get
off. How did you know?
You're like these kids these days. All right, let's do Monday Happy Headlines at 6:42. We'll start your week off with some good news. What's up?
So a kid in West Virginia named Wyatt Chestnut just graduated high school with a perfect attendance record.
Wait, what's his name?
Wyatt Chestnut.
Okay.
The name already is amazing, I think.
That's the most West Virginia name I've ever heard in my life. Like, you have to say it the right way. It's Wyatt Chestnut.
There, you just did for me. Thank you.
Wyatt Chestnut. All right. So anyhow, perfect attendance?
Yes. So he never missed a day of school from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. Can you believe that?
Wyatt Chestnut.
And he's committed to the Air National Guard, which I love, and is about to head off to college and study criminal justice and biology. And I bet he does not miss a day of work.
I love this dude.
Yes.
He's a Wyatt Chestnut. I just want to keep saying his name. All right, cool.
A Great Dane in Iowa named Kevin is now a Guinness World Record holder for the tallest dog in the world.
Big Kev.
Yes. Yeah. They measure from the ground to the top of their shoulder blades when standing on all fours, and the official measurement was 3 feet and 2 inches. Standing on his hind legs, he's well over 6 feet. So he's a big boy.
Big Kev. I like him.
Big Kev. You know what? He's named after the Home Alone character, so...
I love Great Danes, too.
Yes, me too. They're just, their life, but this is happy. We're not talking about that.
Can you imagine a great, you're like, the worst part. No. Great Dane named Wyatt Chestnut would be even better.
A partially paralyzed puppy is walking again after vets in England used 3D printed screws to repair its spine. The surgery was 3 months ago, and he's up and running around again. I love that.
Oh, that's awesome. Yes. So they 3D printed stuff to put into him. We'll see what happens to that poor puppy in like 5 years.
You think it's all just he's gonna need a adjustment? See how the
3D printed body parts hold up.
Happiness. Okay, we got to think positive here.
Wyatt Chestnut. Emily, you and I are both happily married. And how did you and the president meet?
At a wedding.
Oh, you met at a wedding. Okay.
We were both in the wedding. So.
Gotcha. Yes. Mrs. Kirsch and I met at work back in the day.
Yeah.
Right. So kind of traditional ways to meet in person, that sort of thing. A lot of our friends who are single have been using apps, the Tinders, the Bumbles, the Hinges, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And everybody that seems to use those hates them.
Oh, yeah. Right? The stories I hear, I understand why.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a new dating way that you found through some story or something like that people are doing. And I think this is really interesting.
So it's a dating event where your friends pitch you to a room of people with a PowerPoint presentation and all. And you know what? I'm going to say this. I am horrible at hooking people, like setting people up, right? I always have good intentions, but for some reason it just never works. So unless you want a broken heart, don't ask me. But I still would love to do this. I would love to make a PowerPoint on one of my single friends and say why it's insane that you are still single.
Okay, so
and I'm not a salesperson, so good luck.
We've talked about her before. Emily has a friend that we call Betty. Her name is not Betty, so but Betty's dating life is
fun,
entertaining. I'd love to see. Can you just put a PowerPoint together?
I should make one. This would be fun.
Just for the sake of it. And you know what? Let's share it over on the website too. Yeah. We can put the whole presentation up there. And I want you to do a presentation on Betty and why someone should date assignments. Betty. Let's do this.
No, that would be so fun because but here's the thing. Can I put it together and you sell it? Because you could probably sell easier than I can.
No. I want to see what you would say about her. I would be like, whoa.
Dang it. It's not a group assignment.
I know Betty, not but I know her well enough that I think I would let you sell that whole package.
I think I could do it. Okay.
I just want everybody who listens to be able to see the entertainment that I see when you talk to me about Betty.
I love this. I love this assignment, but how fun is that though? The next dating trend that we're saying right now.
Pitch your friends to a crowd full of people that you think they should date. I like that. That's kind of cool. It's probably going to be a disaster just like all the apps and everything else.
But it's fun.
Just go and meet at work. Seems to work out pretty well. What are we at? 73 this morning already? It's going to be so hot this week.
It is. I was going to say it's getting there. It's creeping up.
You love the heat though, don't you?
When I'm by a pool and a beach, yeah.
I was at Zoombezi Bay yesterday.
Lounging in the lazy river.
Well, yes, I was in the Crocktail Creek, I think they call it. It's the adults only lazy river. And they have a little float up bar. Had an ice cold beer floating around in there. It was wonderful.
Father's Day done right. How busy was it?
Oh, it was insane over there yesterday.
I wonder why.
Because it was in the mid-90s. It was Father's Day. Good time and everything. It was nuts. So we've got a heat, what do they call it? It's a heat advisory or heat warning or something like that.
Heat advisory.
I'm super technical with my weather terms over here. In effect all week long for all 88 counties in Ohio. So it's going to be nasty. If you're headed to Buckeye Country Superfest this week, right now it looks like low to mid 90s. That's Saturday and Sunday over at the Shoe. As Central Ohio prepares for this heat wave, experts say there's some important tips you need to do if you have to spend time outside this week. So hydration, shade, rest, all important things to remember. Let's see. They are already seeing an uptick because of all the events around Columbus, from Pride to Father's Day stuff this weekend
too, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much going on. So they say if you're going to be outside, lightheadedness, feeling of thirst, feeling tired, all those things can be early signs of heat injury. And they recommend for every 10 to 15 minutes of outdoor activity that you're drinking 12 to 16 ounces of water during that time. Otherwise, you could end up needing some extra help.
Water is amazing. Isn't it funny how it cures a lot?
Well, yeah, exactly. Stay hydrated. It keeps you alive when it's 1,000 degrees.
I also, you know what I just got that I need to try? One of those portable fan misters.
Yeah, you know what? Those I don't have one of those. I should probably because I spend so much time beside a soccer field burning up in the sun.
You need one. You need one like attached to a chair. Just sitting there with your drink going, I'm fine, guys.
There's an invention right there. A little portable fan mister attached to my chair on the sidelines.
So when I see you on Shark Tank taking that idea, got it.
Yes. Me in front of Mark Cuban, he'll be like, no, I'm out.
Yeah.
It's just a fan on a chair, dude. But yeah, so just be ready. It's going to be brutally hot. We're talking about the heat indices around 105 most of the week.
Stay hydrated. That's the key.
Do you like those big words I was using, right? Heat indices?
Yes.
Heat indices?
You are a professional.
Drinking beer, talking God, amen. You got to say it like that. You got to drink a beer. You can't just say drinking beer.
It's one of my favorites, actually.
Kirsch and Emyle drinking beer is?
No, the song Drinking Beer, Talking God, Amen. No.
Actually, it's one of my favorites, I'll be honest. It's Kirsch and Emyle, New Country, 103.9. It's 8:12. Have you traveled much this summer out of Ohio?
No.
When's the last time you flew somewhere?
February.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it drive you crazy at the airport when you run into people who really can't airport?
I don't know why that saying cracks me up so much. Yes, it's not hard to airport correctly.
So John Glenn is a pretty easy airport to get in and out of, right? But for whatever reason, I fly a lot for reasons that we'll just keep to ourselves. It's a couple distilleries I own in Mexico.
I was gonna say CIA, FBI, we don't talk about that stuff.
I fly on weekends a lot. And one thing that I've noticed is that people really have a hard time airporting, especially it's like, normal smart people get to the airport. They get in there, they park, they take the shuttle or they walk in from the garage or whatever. And the moment they get to security, their IQ drops by about 80.
That's true.
What is with people that decide to argue with TSA at the airport?
I don't know, because I would never. That terrifies me.
I wouldn't either.
I'm so nice. And I'm like, I like my sweatpants band set the sensor off. Yes, dude. I have nothing on me. I'm a good citizen.
Have you ever got the pat down?
Yes.
So they bring a female over for you, right? They bring a male over for me. And boy, it is up close and personal, isn't it?
My goal is always to make them smile. Because none of them are ever really smiling. And it makes me sad.
Is that during the pat down that you try to make them smile?
Before, but I get awkward when people are just quiet. So I try to start conversation.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. So the pat down is very up close and personal. They touch places where you're like, wow, we're best friends now. I thought we had to be married to do that. But seriously, getting through security is so hard for a lot of people. And let me ask you this: do you go check out your gate before you go get a drink?
Yes.
Okay, so
make sure it's there and it just didn't disappear overnight.
Even if you're flying Southwest out of John Glenn, there's only 6 gates and you can see them all.
I need to know just to make sure it's there. It's the same flight, everything.
I'm going over to A4 to make sure A4 is still there.
Going to the same place that my ticket says that A4 is going to.
Even though I can see it from Starbucks, I have to walk over there to make sure it's still there.
I do.
God. 78% of Americans say air travel etiquette has worsened over the past several years, but they did find this report that they looked at naughty travel habits by state and found that states with the best flying manners are Arkansas, Alabama, Florida, Kansas, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Maine, and Ohio.
Go Ohio. I haven't seen all great manners, but
Just don't argue with TSA. That's all we're asking. It's Kirsch and Emyle. Perfect weather for this. I know you're going to be very disappointed to hear that Portland, Oregon's nude biking event has been canceled.
Oh man, there went my weekend plans.
Emily, you've never been to Portland, have you?
No, I haven't.
It has earned the distinction of being the best city for naked bike riding in the country because of its relaxed laws regarding public nudity and naked biking events. But just days after being crowned the best city for nude bikers, organizers of the annual Portland World Naked Bike Ride canceled the event, saying they got a late start on organizing it and aren't going to be ready on time. What do they have to get ready for?
I'm sitting here thinking if there would be a state to allow this, it would be Oregon.
Right. Seriously.
And also, don't they do this every year? Isn't it kind of repetitive to get ready for?
Organizers say Portland deserves the World Naked Bike Ride to be done right. So we're retrenching and focusing on growing our diverse all-volunteer team this year so the event can come back in 2025.
How do you do that wrong? I don't understand.
What do you have to organize? Take your clothes off and ride a bike? Which, let me ask you something. Honest question here. As a guy riding a bicycle nude would not be a comfortable experience whatsoever. I can't imagine as a woman it would.
No, I can't imagine that.
Do they have special seats?
You know what? To each their own. To each their own.
So yeah, sorry to report that the Portland nude bike event has been canceled for this year.
Just gotta make new plans, I guess.
Comfest is coming up next weekend. Maybe they could have a little nude bike ride down there because people show up to that half dressed.
They probably do already.